Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Intentionally Blank D&D. I'm your DM Kyle, and I'm joined by lovely players Dakota, Levi, and Paisley.
Oh,
Hi, I'm Paisley.
Hello,
and Levi.
Dakota?
Nailed
You
it.
got it this time.
Before we begin, I know I have one thing I want to talk about.
I also have something I want to talk about.
Alright, go for it.
Happy birthday, Kyle.
Oh, thank you. It
Yeah.
is my birthday coming up.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Nope.
Alright.
I have an announcement.
Yeah?
Me and Dakota are getting married.
Wow.
What? I didn't know we were telling people.
Surprise. We've
All
been
right.
married for like 2 years now, so.
Levi, do you have any big announcements?
Yeah, me and Dakota are getting married.
Yep, totally.
Alright, the big announcement I had was that Talespire put in permanent rulers. So as you can see here, I put a purple dome down, a blue cone out, and then a red line. And then I can also hit tab to name them differently. This will help us when, like, Dakota puts down his shadows or silence. We can make an area and then make it permanent so that we can just keep track of that area.
We were pseudo able to do it before by me just putting it up and leaving it there. But then whenever I tried to do my turn and would click away, it would just go
Yeah.
away and have to remember to do it.
Yeah.
So this is just a huge quality of life thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Honestly,
really cool.
don't know how useful the lines are gonna be.
Yeah. I don't know.
But-
Maybe if I make like a wall, that would be a good thing.
Yeah. Wall of fire.
Yeah, exactly. And I wasn't expecting the colors, so that's a cool plus.
Yeah. Yeah, the colors are a great addition.
All right. But other than that, do you guys have any other things you want to talk about?
Oh, we recently went to a Comic-Con dressed as D&D adventurers. That is all. I'm not going to tell you guys anymore.
I felt like a celebrity. Everybody was so nice to us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, me and Levi are getting married.
Oh, wow.
Wait, what?
I'm Levi. Or no, I'm Paisley, sorry. Damn it.
Damn it.
I'm
going to marry Levi's fan.
No. He is always lurking.
Fan? Oh, is it doing the thing again?
Yeah.
Every
Oh,
now and
okay.
again. It's not whenever you question it.
All right.
I swear it's whenever you're not talking. It's like, listen to the master. Quiet down. But then you like start to talk and it's like done. Yeah.
But
Okay.
anyway.
Anyway.
Go for it, Kyle.
Last time on D&D, the party had set up a heist, and last session were able to go in, execute their plan pretty much to a T. They had Asher outside watching the adventurers that were standing guard, and also watching for a certain gnome that eventually did leave the establishment. They had Blanche on the inside, infiltrating and actually going through the process of stealing some things and messing up some of the areas, as well as destroying the more exquisite merchandise that they were assigned to. And then we had Hoovel outside running distractions when Blanche needed it. He set off two rather large explosions outside that drew in some guard activity, as well as got the attention of the adventurers outside of the building that they were heisting.
Yeah, blew shit up.
Yeah. After all of this, and Blanche escaping down underneath the building into the boat that they had set up before, the party seemed to get away pretty much scot-free, as far as they know. After this, they
Hey, no foreboding.
they docked their boat, went to the customer, gathered their extra pay, and decided it was to call it a night and head home. Along the way, they ran into some of their old acquaintances, 3 young children. They warned the party that some people had snuck into their house and have not come out yet. Upon entering their house, the party finds the Gray Bear Syndicate, a group that they had previously encountered, and they didn't seem too happy with the party's recent activity. The Gray Bear Syndicate being the kind of Kesdon vigilantes. They've been watching the party seemingly carrying out some crimes or abating in crimes. The party had some tense conversation with them, leading to them kind of coming to a what's the word? Both of you...
Let's just say an agreement.
An agreement. Both kind of giving a little bit on both of their sides. The agreement being that the party would continue doing some criminal activity as long as it doesn't harm any citizens, and it was only harming higher ups or guards.
So, the wealthy.
Yeah, the wealthy or the powerful, people who don't need all of their money. While doing this, the party told the Greybeard Syndicate that they would tell them of any large criminal activity that the Shroud had been cooking up. With this agreement, the Greybeard Syndicate took their leave and left the party to their house. After this, I believe you guys didn't do anything else that night and went to bed.
We went through the stuff that we got, but...
Correct, yeah. You went through, you opened up and you got a stone, an onyx stone with red glow, as well as some more mundane general goods.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the stone. The one that you're like, do you touch the stone?
Mm-hmm.
Menacingly.
You decided not to.
Forebodingly.
You put it away. But we wake up the next morning. You guys all get a full rest if you haven't already. And what do you guys have planned for today?
Well, talking with the Gray Bear Syndicates and how they're like, don't do evil, has really driven me to evil. So, I think,
we convinced them to let us do evil, just not acts of great evil.
Yeah. And that's good. As long as we're only evil and the bad guys, we're okay. So let's go to the Shroud.
Good. I have a couple things I want to talk to them about anyway. As I reach over and I grab the lockbox.
Ooh, okay.
Alright, are you guys heading straight there?
Yes.
Yes.
I would like to hide the lockbox.
Okay. Just on your person?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll... I'd say sleight of hand.
Oof. Well, it's not gonna be great.
Yeah, while you're doing this, I would allow either of the other two to assist you in this, just because you're not in any
Immediate danger. Or anything?
immediate danger. You're doing this in the house. So, Asher and Hoovel, if you want to make perception checks.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a 16.
Mine's an 18.
Okay, and then Blanche, what did you roll?
A 9 or a 7.
Okay, it's plainly visible to both of them.
I'm like, God damn it! So I reposition it, get it moved over.
All right. I'll say, go ahead and roll one more time. Not a high check this time.
Okay, 17.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you guys can still pick it out, just because you rolled higher. But
You know where to look.
exactly, if you didn't know where to look, you probably wouldn't see it.
Okay. And then with that, I'm like, all right. I do a little like shuffle, make sure it's not gonna fall out or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, all right, we're good. And I start making my way.
All right. And then you guys don't have any stops along the way.
Negative.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Then I will bring you direct there. It is, I believe, 1, 2, 3 gates or 4. Let me check. One, two, 3 gates.
Okay, so a copper each. That is 9 copper. I got it.
Yay.
While we're walking there,
Mm-hmm.
can I take a strange path just in case anybody is watching us? Like, in case somebody's tailing us, I want to do like a weird path through an alley.
Sure. Also make a perception check if you're looking for that.
Yeah. Perception is a 18.
Okay.
And then for my pathing, do you want me to roll anything for it?
I will say right off the bat, you do notice a familiar silver, or not silver, but gray cloak tailing you at afar.
Okay.
Are you trying to lose them?
Yes.
Okay. Roll a stealth check.
Oh, why am I rolling so bad? That's an 11.
Okay. You will need a check because they also did not roll well.
And I do like thieves' cant to my party members. Gray Bear. Papa Bear's on our back.
Okay.
Do both of you you guys are all rogues.
Technically Paisley isn't.
Negative.
Do you know Thieves' Camp?
Oh. No.
Okay, so Levi gets it.
Yeah, Levi.
Yeah.
Hoovel, you understand that someone's following you from the Grey Bear Syndicate. Asher, Blanche is kind of being weird.
Okay.
Yeah. But you kind of take your party down an alleyway and then go kind of a strange pathing. And along the way, you no longer see the Grey Cloak.
Okay, and then afterwards is when I'll continue towards this location.
Okay. All right. So you guys descend down into the main entrance of the den, the Shroud's home base.
And I'm going to look for I'm gonna proceed in. I'm gonna see if I find Jax.
Okay. As you enter, you can see Jax kind of across that semi like stream, standing in front of the two large doors that you know goes to the the main sanctum.
Okay.
And as you approach, you hear the familiar kind of like raspy voice of the disembodied Jax. Well, hello. Favored few. I know Blanche Asher Hoovel, but I believe you guys are calling yourselves the favored few these days.
You'd be correct.
What can I do for you?
I have a matter that we would like to speak with Vetros about.
This is a peculiar time. What?
It pertains to the Grey Bear Syndicate.
Wait here. And he turns around, opens up the door to the inner sanctum, and closes it behind him. You guys are left kind of alone in this area for a bit. You look around and there's still like the plant golems that walk around. And then there's just a couple of the like usual people that walk around, some familiar faces, some that you don't really recognize, but just people kind of hanging about.
I kind of like lean in. You're gonna tell them about our contact with the Grey?
I think it'd be better to not get on the Shroud's bad side as opposed to theirs.
Fair enough. Does this have anything to do with you taking that strange route in? Not that I ever mind a road trip.
And I let her know that during our travels, I noticed one of them were watching us.
So much for a deal, then. It appears they don't trust us at all, if that's the case. Okay, I'm on board. Let's talk to them then.
And then I also talked to Asher, and I was like, so what me and him were doing is this little thing called Thieves Camp. I'm not expecting you to understand it. If you ever hear us talking nonsense like that, send me a message.
Oh, okay. So it's like if Blanche may be having a stroke. Message.
Yeah, and then one time he actually is having a stroke and you just get garbled back.
Then I'm like, oh shit.
It just made me think of that James Bond having a stroke.
About this time, you hear the large doors clunk open, and you see Jax reappear. And I don't know if you guys have met Jax on stream yet, but just so everyone knows, not a lot of description. You see a larger humanoid, stands about 8 foot tall, I believe, but all facial features are lost under the hood, as it's just a jet black cloak, completely shadowing the face. In the past, I believe you guys have shaken hands with him, and it's kind of like not a clawed hand, but you see similar to like Hoovel's talons reach out and grab your hand. But separate from Hoovel's talons, the hand is also like a jet black. But he walks out and says, Vetros will see you. And follows you guys in and closes the door behind you.
Come in. Okay.
And as you guys approach, Jax comes up from behind, and you can see that it looks like there was a discussion going on as the two advisors, Remus, right here, and Parrish. These two being Vetros's advisors, kind of take a step aside as you approach.
Sorry, we I don't think we've seen Vetros since the
Oh yeah,
since the new mini.
yeah. Dakota made this mini for me.
Ooh, he looks
Uh,
so good.
But
I'm realizing I use that pose a lot.
yeah, as you step in, you see as they step aside, Vetros kind of give you like a come here gesture and says, yes, please step forward. And as you do, you guys all step forward, and then Jax like takes a deep bow and kneel.
I don't kneel, but I do bow.
I knew. In my most grandeur pose. I'm like, oh yes. Very rarely do I get to do a curtsy.
Hoovel?
Oh, I just bow,
Okay.
like shallowly.
He nods and raises his hand and says, yes, please. Stand tall and let me know of your information.
I step forward and I go, after our last contract that we had taken from you guys, we found the Gray Bear Syndicate residing in our home. They offered us a deal to provide them with information about the shroud.
Roll an insight check. And anyone else can also join in this if they would like to.
That's a 10.
Join.
Dude, I don't think I've rolled above a 10.
Ooh.
Oh, shit! Hoovel, the people person.
Yeah.
Mine's a +7. What did I get again?
Uh,
Yeah. Oh, natural.
25.
Nice. And Asher, you rolled an unnatural 20?
Yep.
Alright.
Mine's a +7.
Dirty 20. So
Dirty 20.
Quit shaming my 20.
Asher and Blanche, stone-faced. Hoovel, you see a slight twinge of gratitude.
Cool.
Just ever so slightly, and it goes back to Stoneface. And he goes back. And you've decided to bring this to us.
Well, of course. We don't work for the Gray Bear Syndicate.
Good.
That being said, I didn't want them to be hunting our heads either.
It looks like that might already be their plans. Blanche informed me they were tracking us. We lost them before we entered the den, but they don't trust the deal they've made with us.
Well, terrific job losing them, first of all. I do believe we would have to deal with some people otherwise. But
Really hope we lost them.
He-
I made that up.
he kind of looks to both of his advisors and he says, I do believe your party, the favored few, has made a name for yourself.
We're not favored for nothing.
And we few.
He leans back and he says, your group has made an impression with myself. Your missions so far have gone successful. Not 100%, but successful nonetheless. My advisors tell me that we may have better use of your skills with our mid-tier jobs.
Ooh.
With
Bum, bum.
both their insight, as well as this new information you have brought forward, I am promoting your group.
Yes.
We were in mid-discussion whether or not we would trust your group enough, and I believe this information is more than sufficient. Congratulations.
Does a little twirl.
My advisors will explain your new perks, responsibilities, and expectations.
Watch, it's just like barely any more pay, but like a double the responsibility. It's like one of those promotions.
As he says this, you see as the two advisors start speaking in unison. Well, you're first, and then they like stop, glare at each other, and then kind of like meet in the middle. Do any of you have like reading lips or anything like that?
I probably should, shouldn't I?
You don't yet.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So you don't catch exactly what they're saying, but you kind of just catch like little bits like, you talked last time.
Oh.
And after they do this, they nod.
Are they underwater?
Are they underwater?
Yeah.
Do the voice
No, they are
style.
not underwater.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just going through my features that I had.
Mm.
If they were underwater, I'd be able to breathe.
Oh, I thought you were gonna try and do the
Okay. Cool. Good for you.
I like that you've surpassed the I have dark vision thing.
Yeah.
Like you just had to take it one step further.
I can move anywhere.
Oh my god, that was so funny.
All right, back to business.
The tiefling woman steps forward and says, "Yes, as I was saying, your new perks. You will now have free use of our tunnel system. And as well, if you have a purpose, you may enter the main sanctum before it is barred for any lesser members. We do not take audience with those who have not proven themselves, but as of now, you may use these facilities if you have a purpose.
Ooh.
You will now be given more important jobs. They will pay more, but there is less room for error. These jobs we expect to be completed to the customer's full satisfaction. Do you understand your new station?
Yes.
I give a curt little nod.
Good. Well, if you would like to receive a job now, I'm sure Gerald would be more than happy to assist with that. Just let him know about our decision.
Hey, let's go talk to Gerald. Oh, one armchair.
Beforehand, I look back towards Vetros, and I say, "What would you like us to do about the Grey Bear Syndicate?"
Oh, there is still that going on.
Yeah, he leans back. He says,
If you would like, we can provide them with minimal information to possibly get more information from them about their organization.
I could plant lies as well. If you have information you'd like them to believe is true, I can guarantee I can get that into them.
interesting. You can tell he's contemplating what he wants to say.
We still have a face to keep up. They still think we're in dealings until you tell us to not let them believe that anymore.
Then I believe the situation is completely in our hands. Continue keeping in contact with them. Do not allow them to know that we know about this deal. Feed them whatever information you would like, unless otherwise specified. And tell Gerald any information you get on their movements, members, plans, and we will move in when we deem necessary.
Okay.
If there are any jobs, contracts that we need to provide them with false information, let us know.
Nods. I believe we might have something coming up.
And we may need some information that will lead them to believe us more. So if you can think of anything that you would like us to share that won't detriment us too bad, that will increase our credibility with them, I'm sure that would go a long ways.
He thinks, and let me look up the name real quick. Secretly let Gerald know that I permitted your group to have information on the Nightmare Force's next mission. You will tell the Grey Bear Syndicate of this, and they will find them in the act. I believe this will suffice.
I give him a nod.
Okay.
And before I turn around, I ask, is there anything else you would like from us?
At this time, you are dismissed.
What was the name of the fellas again? The Nightmare
Force.
Okay.
The Nightmare Rangers. And I give him a nod, and I make my way towards the exit.
All right. As you do, Jax gives another bow, and then takes his leave as well. And at this point, you kind of notice, probably because you got to the door before him, the door is locked from both sides, and it looks like Jax has access to open it. But when you tried the door, it wouldn't open.
Even though we have access to that place now?
Mm-hmm. He has a key.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a magical lock that now recognizes us. When we go to touch it, it'll open for us now.
Yeah.
I did want to test that. So
yeah. Actually, no, that's cool. Yeah.
Keeping it. Yeah.
As you push the door open, it opens. I like that.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Signifies that we do actually have access to this place now. We no longer need to ask permission to enter.
Yeah.
We're so cool.
We are cool.
Okay. To one-arm Gerald.
I'm gonna walk a little bit slowly. I'm gonna pull a piece of parchment out of my pack, and I'm gonna write on there. Vetros says to give us information about the the Nightmare
Force.
Nightmare Force's next mission.
Mm-hmm.
He also told us to let him know about the Grey Bear Syndicate stuff, right?
Yeah, so tell him anything and he'll relay the message.
Okay.
And you guys do know, One-Armed Gerald, though, kind of weird, and not in the main sanctum, he is, one of the only people that are allowed to, speak for Vetros.
Okay. So he is of high standing.
He has a high standing. He's just weird and kind of buddy-buddy with everyone. But
He is
he
like
he
rank
has a lot of
within
power in the
guild.
guild.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I approach the counter.
Right. And he says, favored few. What can I do for you today? I have some missions, maybe lined up, might be down your guys' alley.
As he's talking, I raise a hand. I have couple things first. We just spoke to Vetros. We
Ah,
should now be expecting some higher tier missions.
I've heard about this, but I didn't know they, settled one way or the other. But,
Just happened.
oh, congratulations!
Yeah.
Before we get to that, I reach into my pouch and I pull out a lockbox.
Mm-hmm.
And underneath it, I put that piece of paper.
Okay.
And I place that on the counter and slide it over to him. Could you tell me about this?
He slides the box and then lifts the paper and like as you'd see like someone playing poker, lifts the piece of paper up, nods and puts the paper back down and lifts up the box. Did you leave it unlocked?
It's not locked.
Okay. So he opens it up, kind of scrunches up his face, and like taps his chin with the tip of his tail.
Since he doesn't have another hand.
Yeah. He kind of nods his head.
He lifts his eye patch to get a better look.
One arm. Nobody said nothing about the eye.
He nods and says, wait here for a moment. Hops down. Oh, my mouse went weird for a second. Hops down and goes in some of the crates in the back, and then comes back with kind of like almost a magnifying glass kind of looking thing, only it doesn't have like the handle on it, it's just the glass part. And holds it up to his eye, and takes a look. And you guys have seen this item before. This was the item that the Grung used as you guys passed in and out of the crafting district. Kind of like held it up as he looked at you guys as you passed. Gerald kind of...
the lens.
Yeah, the lens.
I thought you were talking about the gem.
No, yeah, the lens itself. Kind of looks through the lens, and takes a bit, and puts it down. Well, this right here, is a bloodstone. But that's not where the interesting part comes in. Bloodstones, you find them every now and then. You know, they sell for a bit, but nothing impressive. What's interesting about this is that it seems to be imbued with magic. And I will look up the specifics of this item. Fuck.
I just had one of my chips that was like not seasoned. Like somebody put a chip on top of another chip and then seasoned them both, and it was just like a perfect layout of no seasoning on my chip.
One of those goofballs.
He takes and says, I wouldn't touch this if you didn't want to use it, but he then reaches out with his good arm and just picks up the stone, and as he picks it up, you can see all the veins in his arm seem to like bulge out, and you can see like pulsing in his arm towards his hand, and the stone seems to radiate with a slight more red hue, and he kind of like twinges for a second, but then recomposes himself. As you can see, it's a little bit painful to pick up, but once you have it on your person, not an issue. And puts it back down inside the box. I will say, be careful with this item. It will allow the user to deal more damage than they would normally do to any target, but it might also deal a little bit of damage to yourself as well. More specifically, if you guys want to add Enchanted Bloodstone to your inventory, you can spend 1 hit point to increase the damage of your attack. Let's see. Yeah, so when
I have it right here.
Yeah, when you make an attack, you can spend an amount of hit points. And if you hit, you can spend 1 hit point to deal 1 extra damage, 3 hit points to deal 1d4 extra damage, 6 hit points to deal 1d8 extra damage, or 9 hit points to deal 2d6 extra damage.
Okay.
So, a little bit of extra damage on top of what you would normally do, but you do need to spend your own hit points to do so.
He put it back in the lockbox?
Yeah, he put it back in the box. It's still open, but he slid it back to you.
Okay. With that, I'm going to close the lockbox. Not going to lock it. I'm going to slide it over to Hoovel.
Okay.
I figured that's something that he would like.
Heck yeah.
Alright.
I'll grab the box and strap it somewhere.
Okay.
One sec, guys. I'm stepping away.
But Hoovel, you can add Enchanted Bloodstone to your inventory.
Sweet.
More importantly, so on the paper you both wrote that you guys have access to the Nightmare Force's next mission, and what else?
I was gonna add some stuff about the Grey Bear Syndicate, but I decided against it.
Okay, so just the Nightmare Force.
Yeah.
Okay. He nods, and kind of hops back down on the table and picks up a piece of paper and brings it back. I believe this will have the information you're looking for. And you can see it's very similar to the missions that you guys have been given before, where it has like basic information on what, where to meet, and what you're somewhat doing.
He pretty much sharing us the contract that they took.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you do need more information, I can give it, but I believe this should be well enough to get you started.
This should be sufficient. Now, about a mission for ourselves.
Of course. And this time he hops down and goes to the other side of the table, where he has been picking papers for you guys is just like a scattered mess. Almost seems random. This side seems to be organized and laid out in a more organized way. He picks up a somewhat larger piece of paper and brings it back to you and slides it across. I think this would be good for your first mission as in mid-tier. He slides it across, and you see it's a thievery mission, and you will be breaking into a house of someone's rival. You will be meeting with an assistant at a predetermined location in the Galantic district.
Okay. And it's in the Galantic district. Okay.
And then Jared also leans in and says, and of course, now that you and your team are mid-tier job takers, I believe we will be able to fill your pockets with a bit more gold. Mid-tier jobs go for 400 gold each.
Jesus. Okay.
I just heard 400 gold, and I'm like, hell yeah! I did not hear a lick of the mission, but I am so in.
I give him a nod. I reach into my cloak and I pull out a chunk of yellow cheese. And I give it to one-armed Gerald.
He takes it and he says, bit racist, isn't it? But it's a true,
if you don't want it,
it's a true stereotype. Takes it and seems to fairly enjoy it.
Oh yeah, see, that's the important part.
And then I leave that on the table as I grab the contract.
Okay.
And I thank him and I start walking away.
You grab both contracts or just the one?
Both.
Okay.
And I go and I sit down here.
Okay.
Okay, I come too.
Yeah, as you guys sit down, you can see at the next table over, you see Ismali, one of the goblin that you guys had previous encounters with, and he kind of shouts over to Gerald and says, "Get them a drink on me! Congratulations, all of you."
I do that like tip the hat thing, but I don't have a hat.
Okay. And from behind the counter, after, I guess you guys would have a couple minutes before this, but someone eventually brings you guys 3 drinks.
Ooh. We're so big and cool.
I thank her, and I lay out the contract, our contract, so Paisley knows what the contract is as well.
Okay. I scan it over. This one's reward is 400 gold.
It seems like that is going to be our rewards for contracts for this tier. I don't know if that'll be consistent, but this one is 400.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
So yeah, as you look over the contract more closely, it doesn't give much more information than that, just more wordy. But it's you're going to meet someone, an assistant to the actual customer, who is not named, and you will meet them at the Great Library. You will be stealing something from their rival, but you don't have any information on where from or what it is.
There's gonna be a lot of recon.
While she's going over that contract, I'm gonna be like rereading the contract about the Nightmare Force.
Okay.
And I want to be transferring most of the information, leaving out the whoever the client was or their contact was.
Mm-hmm.
But what the mission itself is onto a separate piece of parchment.
Okay. For this mission, there wasn't a client that they were going to meet. It was kind of just go directly there, do it, and then come back.
Okay.
But the information that you get is that they will be going to the one-stop shop that you guys
Again?
that you guys had gone to. But the shroud had nothing to do with the last attempt. But this one is somewhat similar to what you guys had done in your previous mission, where it's kind of just go there and destroy some shit. It's less focused as what you guys had. It's more so make sure they have a tough time staying open.
Okay. And does it have any kind of time frame?
It does. Let me look.
So we're bagging one of the other groups.
On the Shroud's orders, though.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, orders are orders. I'm more concerned about this 400 gold, like holding up the contracts, pointing at it like, damn. I have a sneaking suspicion this one's gonna be real rough.
So the contract that you get for the other group has to be completed between the 26th of Funfi, which is the month that you guys are on.
Okay, but like 3 days or so from now?
Yeah, you guys are on the 22nd, so 4 days.
Okay, 4 days.
Ish. But it needs to be completed by before the 1st of Sechsi, which is the next month.
Okay.
So it gives them like a 3-day range.
Okay, I put that on there as well.
Okay.
And with that, I take my scroll, I roll it up, I put it away on myself, and I bring the other contract back to Gerald.
Okay.
I'd kiss it goodbye.
That's not ours.
Oh, okay.
We still have the 400 gold one.
That's all Asher's worried about with this whole transaction. Okay, so yeah, you bring him back the original one. He nods and takes it and puts it back in the stack.
And then I go back to the group and I say, I think I have everything that I need.
Okay. Ready.
I'm gonna give
Well-
a big old swig, put my mug down, and start heading out.
I guess also noted with the contract, you would get a description of the person that you're meeting, just so you don't go up to the wrong person.
Oh, for our contract?
Yeah, for your guys'
Okay.
contract. It is a Cobalt assistant.
Cobalt assistant.
Yeah. Female Cobalt assistant.
Okay. And then I head back up the entrance.
Okay. You're using the main entrance?
Yeah, we're going to the Galantic district, so.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I come as well.
Okay.
Hi, I'm coming.
Basically, no one knows about that other than... And no one will.
What? Oh, so Kyle got a new 3D printer, and whenever he's like, "Hey, Wizmaker," it's like, "Hi, I'm coming."
It's also called Wizmaker.
Yeah. It's pretty terrific.
Yeah, we don't have to keep secrets.
Alright. You guys... Oh, I forgot to pull you. That would help. You guys exit the kind of like stables that you know is above the den, and are in the Galantic district. It is probably just afternoon. Sun is high in the sky. It is still pretty like midsummer, so it's pretty hot. No like clouds in the sky at all.
The worst. I make my way towards the library.
All right. Are you guys making any stops along the way?
I was thinking about it, but I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know which one the library is. Is it the big old thing over here?
Hoovel does.
Basil, you're muted.
Hoovel, take us there.
Yeah, I'll totally take them there.
Okay. It is the biggest building on the
Oh,
top.
okay.
I'll pull you guys.
Okay, thank
Oh,
you.
I was so much hard work, and you just invalidated it all.
Oops. Reveal. So yeah, you guys approach the Great Library. You can see there are a fair amount of people just out in the courtyard right in front of it. This seems to be a somewhat of a hangout spot. If you don't want to go all the way to the social district, the next district over.
The next district over.
Yeah. But
The
it seemed,
Galactic District is its own breed.
yeah. I was just gonna say, as you walk through the crowd, it seems to be more posh people. They wouldn't be caught dead in the social district. But you guys kind of push past them and get to the main entrance of the Great Library. And as you walk in, Blanche and Asher, I don't believe you guys have spent much time in here. Hoovel, this is a normal sight for you. You can see just...
Didn't Paisley do a bunch of research about, like, wars and stuff here?
I thought it was the college library.
Oh, might have been the college library.
Yeah.
You did some research about wars in the college library, and then you may have visited the Pantheon once or twice, which is also in the Atlantic District, to research religious backings, but this library is less so religious and more so a factual history.
Books.
The unfun kind of books. Like,
But yeah, as you guys walk in, it's just an immense room, just filled with shelves, fully equipped with like books from different eras.
look how dark it is.
You can see there is low light, and as you approach the main desk, you do see a goblinoid right here. You see a gnome in the back corner over here, and then up top you see what looks to be a human woman, as well as some offshoot rooms that and elven one right here. Hoovel, you would recognize these four people as like the usual librarians that kind of wander the halls and make sure people when they come in here are being respectful to the books.
Okay.
And as you approach, you see the gnomish woman kind of come up to you and says, yes, hello. Is there anything in particular you all are looking for?
Well, just browsing. Is that what people say in these kinds of libraries? We're just browsing.
Yeah, of course. And kind of motions towards Hoovel. I believe you have free reign of books, but we will have to have a librarian with these other two, as long as you're okay with that. And Hoovel, you know it's like pretty regular that if someone doesn't come in all the time, they have to be guarded pretty closely while they're going through books.
Oh, I don't know if that's necessary. He can show us around and make sure we're well behaved.
I'm sorry, but if you are browsing around, I will have to stick with you, or I'll have to ask you to leave.
Damn it. Okay.
Who will, or I'll like step up in front of him.
Her.
The person.
I'm
Her, there we go.
a girl.
No,
Your
whoever-
friend and
whoever I'm
teammate.
talking to.
Yeah.
No, not you, Paisley.
There we go.
Oh, okay.
And like really solemnly will like put his hand like kind of on his chest and says, "I swear on the great tower of." Oh shit! What's Hoovel's home tower called?
Name it.
Like, oh shit!
Name it.
I don't do names. I mean, I
Do
came
it.
up with Hoovel. Alexandria, because Library of Alexandria.
Like an
Sure.
old English name.
I mean,
Alright.
it's Roman, but sure.
Is it? I
Well,
guess that would
yes,
be
the
older
great-
than Inuit.
The Great
Yes.
Library of Alexandria was in Rome, I think.
Okay, what is Hoovel?
What is Hoovel?
Yeah, what nationality is the name of Hoovel?
I don't know, Alexandrian?
There you go, noted.
There we go. But, like, I'll hand on my chest, like, I swear on the Great Tower of Alexandria that no books will be harmed. And if they are, I will kill them myself.
Ow.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
What? He gets to do a persuasion?
Yeah,
I really shouldn't be
he's a
doing this
regular
shit.
here.
He has negatives to persuasion.
I
That's a-
do.
That's a
Oh
10.
shit. Yeah, that is a that. Oh no, I have a +2, so that's a 11.
All right. Well,
Or, that's a 13.
Plus 2, that's 13.
Yeah,
she rolled a
13.
1. So,
Sweet.
well, and you kind of like pulls on her collar a little bit. Well, sure, yeah, that should work.
I step up and I'm just like, he's gonna be the one browsing. We're just here to help him.
Ah, well, happy browsing. And kind of like, you can see kind of like red flushed face kind of goes back and starts
Oh, she's hot for you, Hoovel.
starts organizing something randomly.
As she starts to walk away, Hoovel does like a kind of serious, severe, like kind of bow of respect thing, and
Yeah,
then turns around.
don't kill us. Hoovel's like, I promise nothing.
I
The
could at
silence
any
was
time.
Yeah. Your silence was much louder than any words you could have said. Okay.
Kind of idly like pluck my bowstring.
Yeah.
All right, now
Now?
where's this kobold?
Mm-hmm.
Should I know where the kobold?
You don't know where a kobold would be, but just walking through the library, the other places they could be is there's like study rooms that people generally use. Like they grab books and then they go back to a study session, or there's like the main like ballroom area that's never
well,
been used.
Well, there's a kobold.
They have a ballroom that's never been used.
It looks to be have never
What?
been used.
We need to buy
There used
this
to be
building.
there used to be a big ol' secret wizard convention back there.
Of course. But you don't know
From
about that.
the secret wizards.
No, like that was just one thing that me and Kyle noticed when we found this map. It's just like, what is going on here?
But yeah, quick search. You see one cobalt.
Is it a female?
Roll an investigation check or perception.
Where'd that dice go? Okay, 16. What did you tell me to roll?
Investigation or perception.
It is 21.
Okay, yeah, it's female.
Okay.
You can tell by her lizard eyelashes. Duh.
Her big ol' liddies.
Hmm.
Check out the liddies on that guy.
Yeah. So as you walk into this room, you can see a green-skinned, shorter cobalt, or compared to you guys, shorter, but about the size of a regular cobalt. Big old liddies.
You know.
In a semi like formal dress.
I walk in, and I just like sit down here like I'm doing some research, but then I whip the chair around as my teammates also walk in, I'm assuming.
Is there a door we can shut or nothing?
There's no doors, but it seems like once you're in here, the librarians kind of give you free reign.
We lost a Levi.
Oh no! Breaker flipped.
Levi down.
Alright, I'll control Levi. I go fly on a roof.
Nailed it. I perch on a roof somewhere.
Alright, so you sit opposite chair of her.
Yeah.
I just come on over. I give a quick nod. Hey there. Good spot to be. You look like somebody I think we're looking for.
Of course. Please grab a seat. And motions to the other, like the one other chair.
Okay, I grab it and I bring it over, I guess. I'm like,
Okay.
alrighty. Yeah.
Of course. Let's get down to business.
Let's get down to business.
My employer wishes to remain hidden. Does not want to be involved, but has set me in their place. I believe you've been briefly, correct?
Briefly.
Then allow me to start from the beginning. My employers wants something from this man. Have any of you and you can tell, like, even though lizards can't like sweat, like
Her eyes are like darting or something.
yeah, you can tell she's very like nervous. 3 assassins just sat down in a room with her.
I'm like, speak freely. You have good company here. We wouldn't be here if we didn't want to hear what you have to say.
Okay. My employer would like it.
I like billow out my cloak behind the chair, showing that I have like no weaponry on me at all.
Okay.
As I like look to be relaxed.
Okay.
I give her the okay sign and like big smile. All friends here.
As you pluck on your lyre.
Yeah. Make you be okay. No, I don't do that.
Inspired, bitch.
We're doing this chill. We're doing this chill.
She takes a deep breath. Okay. My employer would like a certain item. It is oh shit, I wrote it down and I forgot where I wrote it down. Oh, I didn't write it down.
How wild would it be if you were just like, it is this? I'm like, oh, you mean this?
It's a particular weapon owned by a man named Catherine in the Atlantic District, somewhat by the zoo. It's a sword called Backlash. Do any of you know of that? And if you guys want to, you can roll a history check.
No.
Either history or religion.
Either way, no.
I'll do it.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Oh, hey, Levi.
Wow.
Hello. Yeah, sorry,
It was history or what?
History or religion.
Catherine.
+0 on both.
I have heard that name before.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. Let's talk about the sword. I got an 8.
All right.
Catherine.
Yeah. I don't know. It's called, what was the sword's name again?
Backlash. And then Hoovel. If you want.
Yeah, 1 second. I'm still.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're still getting in.
No idea.
Yeah.
Man, I'm just really stuck on this Catherine guy. I feel like I know him.
18.
18. Yeah, that's good. So Hoovel, you pick up on the name Backlash. The current god of light, Jorg. I guess, Asher, I did tell you if it was anything to do with the gods, you would have advantage on the roll.
Let me do it again. I only have a +2, but
Who is this Catherine guy?
wow, now it's an 11.
Okay. You still wouldn't really pick up on this. It's more historical fact and probably something Hoovel would be interested in.
Mhm.
The sword Backlash was used by the current Lord of Light, Jorg, when he was an adventurer. Fairly powerful sword, and you didn't know until now who was in possession of it.
Hmm.
This Catherine guy, though.
Hmm.
Why is that name ringing a bell?
Hmm.
I rolled a nat 1, so I'm stuck on that.
Yeah.
Ah.
But yes, my employer would like to procure this object. In the past, it seems this Catherine does not want to relinquish control of this item. So we've sought different methods.
Hmm. Where would it be? Like in a locked box? In his home? Or somewhere else?
Well, that is something we don't know, and would like you to figure out. I was told that is the reason we weren't able to keep this at a lower level mission and had to pay a little bit extra, but they said that he would take care of that, and kind of like cinches back a little bit as she says that.
Not giving us a lot to work with here, lady. But I'm sure we can find it.
Okay.
When do you need it by?
We don't have a particular time set. We would like it as soon as possible. But yes, just as soon as possible would be great.
Okay. This will take time as you have no information as to its whereabouts.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, but we can still make it happen, I'm sure. Okay. When you wouldn't happen to know when the last time he wielded it was?
I don't I don't know if he wields it or if he has it hidden away.
Okay. Well enough. Any other questions, fellas?
Blanche is lost in
Nope.
thought.
Yeah. You boys are useless. Okay. Well, it shall be done. Sounds like we don't have any more questions for you. But say we need to get back in touch with you. How do I do that? Any bumps in the road or giving you status updates? We need a way to maintain contact.
Well, I have just been sitting here since I put in the request. But
She's just like Ysolda in the inn at like Skyrim. Just sits there waiting. Okay.
I
Oh,
can
this is completely original.
Oh, okay.
I can come back
Oh.
here every night at just after sundown. If you need to get in contact with me, you can come here then.
Okay. Well enough. Well, I think that does it.
Upon hearing that, I stand up out of the chair and I'm like, "All right, we'll figure this out and get back to you."
Thank you.
And I go to leave, and I'm like, "Asher, who is Catherine?"
Let's get a little bit farther first. I start heading back towards open air.
Okay. Upon leaving the library, your eyes kind of like take a
Paisley
bit to
doesn't know how to
adjust.
leave the library.
I'm trying to take notes too. I'm stuck.
Oh, you're like in the wall.
Ah!
I got you. Okay. As you leave the library, your eyes take a minute to adjust as, like I said, it is very dark inside, and it's, you know, an hour or so afternoon.
Yeah. My face is like flushed. I'm a little bit like uncertain in my posturing, kind of like hurriedly away from the library, talking to Blanche as we kind of go farther out. Catherine is my dear friend. He often comes to watch me play. A giant of a man. Getting on his bad side means he like steps on one of us with like one of his toes and we just explode. So, yeah, this isn't great. This isn't great. I know he loves my religious plays, but I had no idea he wielded such a weapon. And now
Wait,
take it?
wait. No, this is great.
No.
We
What do
have
you
an
mean?
in.
Until he connects it back to me and I'm hunted like a dog.
Don't connect it back to you.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough.
Okay. I am having the start of an idea.
Well, please do say, because I feel like there is no way to do this.
Okay. You talk to Catherine after one of your shows. You tell him that you have a performer friend that you would like him to see. Right? Following me?
Following.
We set up a private show for him, a small group of people. Maybe the location is we're trying to find it and he just so happens to have his own place. So we have this show at his place. Have a bunch of people over. Have some special performers around. They do their performance. All the while, somebody is sticking to the shadows searching his place.
Okay. So then, okay. I'm kind of like pacing back and forth thinking about it. Okay, so if it's like a big party, then it could have been anybody in the crowd who
Exactly.
could have betrayed him, not me. Right, yeah, because this man, he is wealthy and influential, and did I mention how ginormous he is? He could just like pop our heads like a grape. So, I'm seeing what you're saying here.
And if you're there with him the whole time, how could it possibly have been you?
That's true. That's true. If I'm occupying his attention for the entirety, he won't see me and think, well, there was a moment in time where I could have slipped away. Okay. Okay. I might not be able to do it in just one performance, though. What if you find it, and it's too well guarded? Maybe we need like a series of evening performances. That way you have multiple days to search, seek, retrieve, and
You would
get
have
out
to
of
find
there.
this many people to perform.
I'm well standing with grief. He'd let me borrow his performers anytime, I reckon.
What about that one performance you saw here at the Galantic District? Do you think there's anybody there who would be able to perform?
I kind of wince. Their performance style wasn't exactly, how do I say, it wouldn't sit well with a certain group.
So you're saying that it would cause a disturbance?
It would. I don't know if I want those guys I don't want to put my name on the line for those guys, though. um, I can rally some people behind me.
You get the performers ready.
Okay.
This entire mission rests on your shoulders.
I was worried about that.
You've got to you've got to get the performers and schedule a party with him. It has to be at his manor.
Okay.
Levi,
Okay.
do you or your fan have something to say about this?
Who will just kind of like give like an encouraging thumbs up.
Ah, jeez. Okay. Well, this is incredibly stressful.
While you're doing that, where does he live?
Where does he live again?
I will say, since we never discussed whether or not you went back to his house, but you guys are somewhat like on good terms, I will have you roll a. You can decide a performance or a persuasion check. Just a general one to see if you would have ever gotten to see his house.
It's a +9. 19.
19.
Okay. Yeah. So I would say maybe after one of his shows, he didn't show you like he didn't invite you into his home, but you did walk back with him to like discuss your show and how great it is and what got you into the field, like just generally chatting about plays and whatnot. His manor is if you go all the way to the east, there's the zoo, and then just below that is a large building with a like a somewhat of like a spa area outside.
Okay.
That's his manor.
Okay. I share this information with Blanche.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna need
Then-
some time.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this is definitely going to be some prep work needed.
I need some sort of play, a performance that is unique, one that wouldn't just be shown on normal terms, thus eliciting a reason for like a private showing. Okay. With my thoughts, I go to Grief.
Okay.
You're that sad about this?
You know, my old friend Grief.
All right.
Of darkness, my old friend.
So yeah, you're heading off to Grief. While you do that, Blanche and Hoovel, are you guys just following along, or are you doing something individually?
I take Hoovel with me to go scout out his manor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Code, I was following your line. I don't know where I'm going now.
It's the big circle on the east side of the map.
East side?
Aha. I see. Ah, there we go.
Okay. But once you put your character down, I'm gonna pull you guys over to the social district.
Really?
There's a giant
Going all that
fluctuating
way?
circle. This is where I'm at.
Oh,
You
okay.
remember the theater's name?
Yes, the theater's the Many Sorrows Theater.
Yay!
You're good.
Okay. Then social district.
How much do I pay when I head off that way?
It is 1 copper since it's the next one over.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Okay. And then it is just Asher.
While I'm going over here, I would like to roll a religious check.
Okay. What for?
I'm looking for a story that I know not many people know of. A story perhaps pertaining to the gods that would be like unique knowledge.
Okay. I'll say roll with advantage.
Since I'm like thinking about it and stuff, it's not like recalling in the moment.
Well, that and also because you know Catherine.
Nat 20!
Nice! So yeah, you recall, you're talking with Catherine, and he seems very interested in Jorg. More so than the rest. While he's still interested in, like, the rest of the gods and learning about them and, finds them all interesting, Jorg is kind of, like, his favorite, and, he doesn't, like, worship him.
Wait, are these speakers?
He's just like most interested in him.
Yeah.
It's like his favorite tale.
That's what they look like.
That's dope.
So yeah, you would say something about Jorg, and then pertaining, since you did roll in at 20, pertaining to stories that people don't normally know about Jorg. Let me pull up his thing. But off the top of my head, Jorg was once an adventurer. That's what people know about him. People know that he used to be somewhat of like maybe a fighter, but that's kind of lost information. But you know, Jorg was an Oath of Radiance paladin of the god. I'm gonna butcher the name, but Amontur, the deity of order, the sun, law, and time. And Jorg took it upon himself to, while his oath was bringing order to the world, he took it upon himself to kill the old gods, because in his mind, that would bring order to the world, by having a world without the gods. So he somewhat betrayed his god without betraying his oath.
Betraying his god without betraying his oath. I see this being a very good dramatic play to put on. Okay. So I'm gonna do the old you should marry my daughter because it's the bank of the CEO. And then be like, you know the bit I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to Grief and be like, I have this very high paying job. And then Catherine, I'm gonna be like, here's this very high price for a very special showing.
Yeah,
And
tell
kinda
both
do
sides
it.
that it's already done.
Yeah. In hopes that I may convince them. And I'm
Okay.
like walking up pretty confidently. I'm like, oh, I'm so smart.
Dakota,
I
did
have
you just
such
put
a
those
good
statues up?
idea.
Yeah.
Dope. um,
Do you like them?
yeah, that's sweet. But Asher, as you walk up, you do see that a play is currently going on, and it looks like two of the performers are kind of like giving a dramatic, like the scenery kind of looks like they're underground, and you can see like one of them is dramatically on the ground, reaching up towards the other one's face, as they seem to be dying or something of the sorts.
I take my place in the crowd. I'm assessing the crowd. Do they love it? Do they love this person?
You look around. The people to your immediate right seem to be bored out of their minds. You've seen them quite a few times in the crowd. You actually recognize a white dragonborn priest,
Sam who?
Sanhu, along with two of his compatriots. And they seem bored out of their mind, as this particular play doesn't involve any religious aspect, really. And they kind of like, after a bit, kind of get up and leave.
Okay. As they do.
Yeah, but besides them, everyone seems to be like sitting on the edge of their seats. A couple people like grasping their chest, on the verge of like tears. It seems to be a fairly good performance.
Ooh. Okay.
But it's probably one that you've seen, 50 times over. So you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm
She's
not
like,
like
she's like inner monologuing what they're about to say.
yeah.
But as
She's like,
you
my brother in Christ, you make the sandwich.
Do I know these two people?
yeah, these are some of the performers. It's these two, and then like one or two other people that give their performances, so you would know them fairly well. The Furbolg, that is like standing over the person. Their name is Pinkston.
Pinkstein spelling?
Pinkston, Pinkston.
Okay.
And then the halfling on the ground, quote unquote dying, is Bimos, Bimmos.
Demos. Okay.
But you know that this like act is like towards the end of this play. It's kind of like a multi-part play, so like they leave it on a dramatic note as the halfling on the ground is dying and coughing up like fake blood, and the Furbolg is over them crying. The curtain slowly closes as the lights dim, and as it does, you can see multiple people in the crowd kind of stand up and start clapping, wiping a tear from their eye.
They're crazy about them. They love these guys. Okay. So while this is all happening, I'm like distractedly clapping like, yeah, guys, go team. I'm thinking, so the story that I was thinking of doing, I'm going back to it.
Mm-hmm.
Is there already a script for it? I wonder to myself, do I know of a place that would already have a script? Or am I gonna have to write this shit?
A script for the play?
A script of the play of this story.
Of Jorg?
Of Jorg
Okay.
and him killing the gods.
I would say, because you're trying to go for something unique, that there wouldn't be like this particular story written out.
Okay. Shit, I'm gonna have to find a writer too.
But there are plenty of stories about the gods, the new gods fighting the old gods, or the forgotten gods. So there's plenty of stories about them fighting, but this particular story is kind of like how it started.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's not something you normally put on, but you could probably put something together fairly quickly.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. As the play is finishing, are they
Mhm.
gonna do their extra?
Yeah. So as the play finishes, and I don't have like a curtain, but I'll just move these guys off. You can see as the curtain kind of like flips open in the middle, and you can see the familiar tiefling Grief kind of step out, like kind of like circus ringleader clothing, with like the huge frills, and like the top hat that has two holes specifically made for his horns. And you see as he takes off his top hat and gives a large bow to the audience, and puts it back on, and he says, "Well, wasn't that fantastic? We will be taking a brief intermission before the next act, but don't go far. If you're hungry, we have food at the ticket stand," and motions over to his right, your left. We have food at the ticket stand catered by Eleanor at her restaurant, Tip Top Diner. And then goes further into it like, "Don't let hunger ruin your trip to the social district. Visit Tip Top Diner for the best meals at a reasonable price."
Don't forget to check out Rockefeller's Rocks.
Hey, how come you didn't yell at him for nobody else knowing that reference?
Yeah, no one else knows that reference.
That's fine.
Fine then.
And then as he finishes that, he steps behind the curtain, and it kind of, the stage falls quiet at that point, as he steps around the side.
Okay. I come on up.
Okay. You come up, and the two actors have already gone into the dressing room, and you catch Grief right as he's stepping off the stage, and you can see his like extravagant posture that he had up on the stage with his chest puffed out, hands wildly. You can see like one hand on his face, kind of just like wiping away sweat. The other hand holding the top hat, kind of just down to his side. He takes like a deep breath as he takes the last step off the stage, just like, and like kind of leans over, kind of like someone who's just like extremely queasy would be, and not even like looking at you, starts to like make his way to the dressing room.
I follow after him, giving him a little bit of room to decompress.
Okay. Yeah, and you do know this is regular behavior of Grief. And as he steps into the dressing room, you can see him and the two actors that were just on stage in there, and then you can see the third actor, you assume is back in the dressing room.
Okay.
This third actor being Casper.
I go over to... Wait, which one's Grief?
Grief is the tiefling right here. And you can see as he walks in, he kind of turns around and sees you, and kind of as he was gonna close the door,
I shut the door instead.
Okay. You shut the door, and he sits down on the like front stool area, and kind of sits back, leans his head against the wall, and says, "Welcome back, Asher. Are you here to perform or just visiting?"
I stretch my arms wide. I'm here on business, actually.
Okay. Just give me 2 minutes.
Okay, I've literally never said that, and he's like, oh, okay. Like,
Yeah, every time you've come here, it's been either for visit or to perform, and you're just like said something out of left field, and he's like, okay.
Yeah, sure. I ignoring him his 2 minutes. Grief, I have an opportunity. I have an opportunity that can make the all of us quite a bit of gold. A private showing of a very select play, in the manner of a dear friend of all of ours, a lover of performing arts, for this to take place in the Catherine Manor.
He puts his hat down and leans forward, putting his chin on both of his hands that are now like folded over, elbows on knees, lean forward, listening to you.
It's how I managed to do this. You'd never believe it, so I won't tell you. All that you need to know is that we're doing a performance, and I think you want to be involved. No, I know you need to be involved.
He is listening very intently, and he says, well, Catherine does have quite a bit of gold. That I'm sure he'd be more than happy to part with if we were to offer our services. He's back in like his performing stature, talking
He's like
business.
fluffing up again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's starting to like get that energy back going, and says, "Well, you said you've already made the arrangements. What play would you say and when?"
Well, here's the thing. This play is so select, and I've already promised it to him. It is the play of Jorg's beginnings, of him being a, flipping back to notes, of his days as an adventurer, as a Oath of Radiance paladin. I think this will personify our gods in a way that make them close to us, adventurous in our hearts, practically human even. And I know Catherine has a taste for such things.
Wonderful! Everyone loves a beginning story. Terrific! Asher! And he kind of stands up and addresses the rest of the group, and you can see now the two actors that were up on stage are now like removing makeup. The halfling Bemos is like wiping off all of the fake blood that got spilled on him. And kind of addresses the rest and says, "Everyone gather up," and claps. And you can see the dressing room opens up and out stepping Casper, the human woman.
Out steps Catherine. I didn't commission that.
Hey, keep it down.
Everyone gather up. Asher has a wonderful opportunity for us. And goes on to explain a little bit of what you were just saying. And then motions back over to Asher. And when did you say we could accomplish this?
Oh, and like, we've got like a week to prepare tops.
Well, of course. And kind of like looks around a bit. I will get started on the play right away. With your help, of course.
I will be with you every walk of the way. This must be absolutely perfect. Nobody fucks up a god's origin story, or we're all toast. I need us on our...
Or DC Universe.
Or DC Universe. Yeah. I'm like, all aboard, and I put my hand in the middle, like, guys?
Yeah, and as you put your hand in the middle, Catherine ecstatically puts his hand in. Or not Catherine, sorry, Grief.
He does walk out of the dressing room.
He's like, yeah, let's do it.
Let's do this. No, Grief puts his hand in the middle excitedly, and you can see the other three less excited, but still fairly enthusiastic, hearing that they're going to perform for Catherine privately.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Kind of
come
like
on,
put their
guys.
hands in.
For the gold.
For the gold! As they
Yay.
all raise their hand.
Okay, I knew you guys had it in you. Always for the right the right motivators. I know I can rely on you guys to be there.
Yeah. And then at this point, Grief kind of says, well, we will be working on that. All three of you, you know what to do. Go back to entertaining the people. And they all go back to what they were doing just before then.
Yay! Well, that was nice and easy. I knew this was going to be the chill part. All right. Now to convince everybody about a party he's already having. Yeah, I'm gonna work on that. But in the meantime, I'm like talking to Grief about like the play, like the setups we're gonna need. A lot of like rolling grass, medieval towns, backdrops. We want to try and get it all like retro for us being like super medieval to them.
Okay. And then he goes, things he talks about is, well, we can obviously get all of this, and you can see he's starting to lose steam at this point, and starting to go into his more reserved state as his voice lowers in pitch. We can get all of this, but will we have time to prepare at his establishment or his residence, or are we going to set it up on the fly? As you know, there is a lot of setup for a high stage.
Of course, I put my hand around the shoulders. We're gonna do pop-up backdrops, things we can just erect immediately. The most important part is gonna be us telling this tale and selling it, so it all comes secondary, really.
Okay.
And noticing that he's kind of losing steam, I'm like, you and me reconvening about this later. I'm gonna go out this way. Bye. We're gonna be in touch now. I'm like, okay, I'm leaving.
Sounds
Before
good,
he asks
Asher.
many questions that I haven't thought about.
Yeah. Okay. So while you leave, I will swap back over to Dakota and Levi.
Yay. I'm running to the bathroom real quick. BRB.
All right. Oh, cool. The ruler stayed, even though I went to a different board.
Yeah, it becomes a permanent thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So at this point, Asher has just left you guys, and you went over to where she told you guys the manor was.
Yes. So I'm going to not walk directly to the manor using its road.
Okay.
I'm gonna come up this way and come over to the cliff side.
Okay.
And I'm just checking out the property. Looking for entrances, windows. If I can see into any place, trying to get like the general layout. Trying to just get a feel for the place to see if he did have something hidden here. Where do I think it would be hidden?
Okay.
Without being inside the place.
Yeah. Are you patrolling around the building? Or are you just sticking right where you are?
At first, I come over here to where Hoovel's at.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing the building.
Okay.
I'm not gonna walk around this way because I see that there's two people down here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming guards.
Yeah, as you look down, you can assume that this person right here is definitely an adventure guard. as they're kind of like patrolling around the front of the house. They don't seem to really leave this area.
Okay.
Kind of like post up on this corner, stick there for a bit, get up, stretch their legs for a bit, walk over this way, and then this person walks out of this like side small house or like small building, talks to them for a bit as they go into the house.
Okay. Then I'm gonna sneak back around this way. I'm not trying to be like super stealthy. I just don't want the guard to notice me.
Yeah. So I'll say you can just do that.
Okay.
You're not really there.
Yeah. And then from here, I am going to start sneaking around the back.
Okay.
And here, I would like to actually be stealthy.
At that point, I'll have you roll a stealth check.
Okay. Stealth 17.
Okay. And then Hoovel, while Blanche is doing this, what are you wanting to do?
I am going to go over here and then fly up on this roof.
Okay.
Be stealthy about it.
Okay. Roll a stealth check. I'll say with
See,
disadvantage
Kyle,
since you're in
nailed
broad daylight.
You nailed playing Levi earlier.
Yeah, when you left, Levi said that I'll play you and I'll be on a roof.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty accurate. That's a 9.
Okay. Good to know.
And then I'm going to get like all prone and shit and start timing if there's like guard rotations, guard trolls, who comes in and comes out of the house. And
Okay.
such.
I'll have you roll a perception as well with that. And then Blanche, you said you're like looking through windows and stuff.
Yeah, I want to scout around the backside. I want to see if there's any other entrances or exits. If I can see through a window, get a peek inside.
Okay. I'll also have you roll a perception.
26.
Nice. So yeah, Hoovel, you are...
Dude, roll above a 10, please. I don't see anything. I get a 7.
Okay. So, Hoovel, you're watching the front door. You see the same two people that Blanche saw. One of them went inside the house. The other one seems to be a guard posted up at the front. But other than that, you're watching the streets below. And people seem to come and go from like this smaller house every now and then. But it's not like a regular thing. And then Blanche, going around the back, I'll say, even with a 7, there are a few windows on the bottom level, like this one that you're right next to. You look inside of it, and it seems to be a barred window. Oh, wait. Oh, weird. I had put something on one of these. Give me 1 second. Oh, that's weird. Okay. I figured out what it was.
Is it a weird hide volume or something?
It was, I was, like, I clicked on the side of the building, to see inside of it, but then I didn't click on the floor, and the thing I was looking at was slightly below that level, or above that level. But looking through this window, you're somewhat blinded by immediately there's like a blue burning torch on a pedestal, and as you look in, you kind of have to shield your eyes, and you rub your eyes a little bit, like, man, that kind of sucked. But looking in, it seems like that's like that room is like the main entrance.
Okay.
But you don't get much past that.
Yeah. Sorry. Oh, I had something stuck in my throat. Then I just continue on. Any easy accessible windows I'm gonna just peek inside of.
Okay.
just to get a layout of the area.
Okay. So yeah, there's that first window that you look through, and then past that, there's not a lot of windows along this back.
Well, that doesn't matter.
Yeah. But if you climb up there, I was actually working on this second floor before the session. I didn't finish it up, but
Okay. I'm mainly looking for the layouts.
yeah, inside this next window right here, you can climb up easily. You look inside, and it seems to be like a sleeping quarters. There seems to be a few beds, so and they're more like bunk beds. So it seems like it would be a room that fits quite a bit of people.
Okay.
And then coming around this side, there's this window, and as you look into it, you see a room that is like the top of stairs, and then opens up into kind of like a more decorative, has like paintings and different lights inside. Seems to be more of a decorative room.
Okay. I don't go around this side, but I do just peek around the corner.
Okay, yeah, and as you peek around the corner, you see a back entrance that leads to this like wooden patio, and then the patio leads down into like a marbled bath.
Okay, and this looks to be the only other like actual entrance into the place.
Yes.
Okay. Then with that, I make my way back around.
Okay.
And that's all I wanted to do here is get the layout of the place.
Okay. Okay. So while you're doing that, are you meeting back up with Hoovel, or are you guys kind of sticking where you are?
After I finish up there, I go back to this location where Hoovel and I first came over here.
Okay. Hoovel, you're on this rooftop, and you do see Blanche back down there. And Blanche, I would say, what did you roll for?
Perception?
Perception, yeah.
7.
I think Hoovel also got a 7 for his stealth, so I believe you would see him.
I think it was a 9, actually.
You got
Was it a 9? Oh, okay, never mind. You would not see him. But Hoovel, you do see Blanche come back around the building in the spot.
My passive perception is 15.
Okay, yeah, you see him.
I don't do anything, but...
Okay. Hoovel, are you doing anything else?
Nope,
you-
just watching
Okay.
and noting it down on my notebook.
Okay. So yeah, while you're noting it and watching it, you see the guard kind of just like sitting there. Doesn't seem like they're really doing much other than just being a presence. Like on occasion, like I said, there's someone who would come down the road. Seems like they have like something on their back. Go into like this side building, come back out without the pack on, and then walk back down the road. And then every now and then, that one person who was originally out here comes out, goes into the smaller building, picks up that pack, and goes back inside the house. Other than that general city stuff, you don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Nope.
How long would you like to sit and watch? That's kind of what you're gathering, like the first 20 minutes or so that you're sitting here.
While he's up there, after a couple minutes, I notice he doesn't come down.
Mhm.
I start making my way back to the house.
To your guys' house?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to keep a lookout for anybody watching me.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Hopefully, I roll above a 10. It's a 16 or 14. Perception plus 5. Yep.
Okay. You don't see anyone following you or recognizing you.
Okay.
Hoovel.
Yeah.
Did you want to stick around here after Blanche takes off?
Yeah, I mean, my job was usually the lookout and scout and stuff, so I'm gonna basically stay here until I'm told not to.
Okay.
You weren't told to stay there.
I know, but it's my role. This is what I do. Besides, arrowing people. He says, we have to get this done today.
No, we don't.
So yeah, I can just take some time to surveil.
Ooh, okay. So as you're sitting there watching, with your high perception, you hear some scrambling behind you. And then climbing up on the roof, you see gray robes.
Damn it!
And he kind of scrambles up and then kind of like kneels down. And you see larger framed, and I'll have you roll an intelligence check.
Nice.
Yeah, it's 17.
Okay. This person has a large frame, larger than the 4 that were in your house.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna make sure to have my bow at the ready, just in case.
Okay, just ready, not pointed at him?
Yeah.
Okay. He gets up and kind of like kneels down, and you can hear a low, gruff voice go through the hood while you still don't see any facial features. Say, so, what are we looking at?
Well, we gotta rob this one dude of some things, and I'm, just surveilling the target.
Right.
I don't know if I should actually be telling him any of this shit.
Not if you value your life.
Oh, and didn't Dakota have something for the Gray Bears?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm gonna tell the Gray Bear dude, hey, my other colleague, Blanche, they know our names, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Blanche has some information for you guys. If you want to go find him.
Wow, they're getting in the way of our jobs now? This is fucking ridiculous. We gotta shake these dudes.
I mean, we could just find the leader and assassinate.
You and your killing. I've had it. No killing for
Dramatically
you.
from bell tower 300 feet away. One shot.
Or a drink of poison in his goblet of wine. Let's do this with all of the drama.
Well, if you're let do maximum drama, it's like 3-foot solid wall through because I have my ghost arrows.
While he's making a great speech?
Yeah.
Question mark?
Amazing.
He addresses you again and says, we were notified that you would contact us before any large
Ah,
missions. And I believe this constitutes quite a large mission.
did we
I haven't
agree to
even
that?
started the mission yet.
True.
It's
Yeah.
not even the beginning. It's just gather information stage.
Are you saying this, or are you...
Yeah, no, I'm saying that.
Okay. Kind of sits there a little bit longer and almost
long,
long enough to where you're like, is he waiting for me to respond? He speaks up again and says, "This is quite a strange acquaintance we have. I don't even know if I would call it an acquaintance. A strange deal we have. And I want to like you."
Somebody wants to like you, Hoovel. Yay.
Yay!
Yeah. Friends?
Those are
But-
the people that get arrows in their eyes.
I want to like you. We have similar sets of skills. I think we could learn a lot from each other, but I cannot agree with how you use them. I want you to be careful. Don't do anything stupid. Don't do anything that would make us have to step in. Just a fair warning.
Hoovel nods and then shrugs. Like, okay.
And then he kind of like starts sliding back down the other side of the roof. Unless you have anything else to say.
Nah, I go back to my surveillance.
Okay. Alright. Then I would say you go back to your surveillance. And I don't know if you said or not, how long did you want to stay?
And
Until-
I mean, until like worst case scenario until morning. Best case scenario whenever someone like realizes I'm gone and wondering where I am.
Okay. So in that case, I will swap over to Blanche and Asher. I'll say, Blanche, as you're heading to the house, are you going through the gates?
Yep.
Okay. I'll say you could probably meet up with Asher in the social district as she's coming out of the changing
Okay.
room. Okay. And then, Asher, would you just go with him to the house?
Yeah. Yep. I excitedly tell him how everybody's on board.
Okay.
I was like, Grief even perked up for a second to tell all the other crew members about it instead of being his sad boy self after a big performance.
I stop and I say, even Catherine?
No. I'm still working on that part. Yeah. For right now, the only progress I have is that everybody's on board for a big private play. Now I just need to do the other part, which is like making sure there's gonna be a play. Yeah. I tell him about the on our way home, the story that I want to share in this like play. How it was like Jorg before he became a cool adventurer guy and was just like an oath paladin who swore to fight the gods and then did, and all this stuff. I'm like going on in detail. I'm like, and then he gets him in a grapple and he's shaking him by the neck and he kills this guy and everything, but never did he break his oath. And I'm just like spazzing out while we're on our way back to the house.
Dope.
Yeah. Revved up by my own ideas. I think they're so good.
And as she's talking, like Blanche is like trying to look around, but he's constantly being distracted.
Yeah, and I'm
Mhm.
like, wait, this is the best part. Like,
Yeah, and then you guys get back to the house. You go in, and it's your empty house.
phew. Love it when it's like this. I say, looking around, like, hoping that nobody's like in a corner or something.
Are you guys immediately doing anything upon returning to the house, or are you just going back to regroup?
Oh, we're going back to regroup.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you guys wait for a bit, and like 30 minutes later, you guys hear a knock downstairs.
I knew
head
it was
down.
too good to be true. And I start heading that way.
Okay. Opening it up, you see another gray robe.
Ah, jeez. You
I,
again.
I stand back. One. I want these doors to be closed.
I give back. Yeah.
I stand back and offer him entrance.
Okay.
I'm like grumbling to myself, like my good mood ruined.
Closing the door.
Okay.
I'm like, I'm Blanche.
You're reaching forward, or are you
Yes.
just saying that? Okay. You reach forward and he clasps your hand, and it's that same green
It's the half orc guy.
hand that you reach forward.
He's like, "You're a half orc." That guy.
And just says, "We know who you are, and I was told that you have something for me. Aside from what Levi saw, this is one of the ones that you did previously have contact with.
Yeah.
And you remember this one seemed to be like the talker of the group.
Yeah. I'm like, I say, I do have some information. It's pertaining to a job that's going to be taking place here in the near future.
Says, already, that's terrific.
But before that, I believe there needs to be a level of trust between us.
Go on.
Your guys were following us this morning?
Of course.
That doesn't seem like letting us do our thing.
I believe that
Would I,
Go ahead.
if I could kind of step forward and like place my hand on Blanche's shoulder, I'm backing him up right now. What I think he is meaning to say is, you're getting in the way of our smooth business with the Shroud. Can't be messing up if we're going to be in good standing with them to give information for you, can we? Your presence, it's distracting.
You can either both roll persuasion or deception, or one of you can roll with advantage.
Basically, can have advantage. My rolls are garbage today.
Okay.
Poor Deco. It was a persuasion.
Persuasion or deception. It would probably lean more towards deception since you're not really being completely honest.
Okay, if it's
But
deception,
it is somewhat honest because they are getting in the way, so I'm letting you decide. It's like a half lie.
It is distracting. That would be an
Yeah.
18.
Okay. He kind of crosses his arms and says, we wanted to keep an eye on you, at least for the first bit. You have to see it from our standpoint.
I mean, we don't have eyes on you, do we?
No, and I find that surprising.
Well,
But
maybe you could kind of reflect our level of trust we've got going with you guys. If you can honor that, we have a bit of information Blanche here knows is very valuable, and he's willing to share it.
I think we can pull back the reins a bit, provided this information.
As he says that, I pull out the parchment that I wrote on.
Mm-hmm.
I hold it up and I say, I'm going to need more than that. Remove your hood.
Oh!
I'll go with the check before. Looks to you. Fair's fair. And you see as he pulls back the hood, and the robe seems to kind of just like drift off his shoulders at that point.
Oh, fucking beautiful. I etch his face into my mind. This is going to be a beautiful persona.
You see a either Asimir or Asimir, however you say it, an Asimir male dressed in green, let's see, green armor, holding a large spear, black hair, kind of curled but still pulled to the side. Says, and now, you've seen my face.
As he does that, I say, and again, I hold out my hand. I'm Blanche.
He reaches out, and shakes her hand. Thronder.
And with that, I hand him the parchment.
Okay.
How do you spell that?
THRONDR. And you, now that I have his sheet up, you see green chainmail is what he has on.
Then I go over what I had written down. This is a job that a group within the Shroud called the Nightmare
Force.
Nightmare Force is going to be taking part in the trading district on these dates.
Nods and like is going over the paper as you're reading as well. Folds the paper up and puts it in his clothing. Now, I know we've gotten a rough start, but I do hope that we can work together. We have such high expectations for you all. And it seems like he's like about to say something. Shakes his head and says, I want what's best for you.
Oh, he like secretly loves us. I said, don't worry, this is gonna go great. We just gotta trust each other a little more. Big okay sign.
And he says, and I do hope once our arrangement has completed, you may have a change of heart, might join in fighting crime rather than creating it. But the current situation is where we are.
When he says that, I say, well, the crime is already there.
We go where the money is, baby.
Wouldn't you rather the people committing it be people that you can trust?
Of course. And that's why I'm glad you're all helping. I hope that we can see on equal terms in the future. Obviously, right now we have an accord, and it is working for both of us.
What? You have an accord?
Oh, memes.
Oh, memes. Oh, Honda.
But kind of nods and somewhat awkwardly just heads out.
As he heads to the door, I stop him and say, speaking of our arrangement, though, we were told we'd be paid for information.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. And kind of like looks to his right and then looks to his left and pulls out a pouch, opens it up, looks through it, cinches it, and then hands you the pouch.
I grab the pouch and I open the door for him.
Okay. He nods and says, "Thank you," and takes his leave. Not before putting on the cloak and stuff.
Yeah.
Wow. You got him to give us money and show his face? What a good trade deal.
Paisley, I expected when I closed the door and turned for you to look like the guy.
Do you say that to me?
No.
Oh, okay, or else I would have like bubbled up and be like, "Look, Throndar."
And then I head back upstairs.
All right.
How much gold did he give us?
I open it up. It's a bomb.
It
I come lurk
is,
near your desk.
20 gold, 10 silver, and 120 copper pieces.
Okay.
20 G, 10 silver, 120 copper pieces?
Mm-hmm.
We're set for gate travel for life.
Yeah, is there like a month pass?
Yeah, can we get like a fast pass through the gate, please?
There isn't a fast pass. I mean, it's literally as cheap as it can be right now.
Damn it.
Yeah.
What?
Can we-
Meaning it can go up?
It's 1 copper every time you pass through a gate.
I'll split it up later.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
But
Honestly, that's such like chump change to us now. You could probably put it all in the treasury.
Yeah, probably. I'm actually just gonna do that.
Yeah. Now that we've seen so much gold, it's like, whatever. Yeah.
So while you guys are doing that, do you want to do anything else right now?
Oh no. I do say that in game though. I'm like, what? This chump change? Put it all in the treasury. Like that way, you know my character also feels this way.
I'm also gonna just like fucking unload my pouch into the treasury, except for just like daily spending money.
Okay.
I do not do the same. Sorry.
Oh, that's fine. I just
Yeah.
put 200 gold in there.
I literally have to. I'm like trying to buy a fancy house. So.
We can pull out of the treasury whenever we need it.
Yeah. Yeah, just in case what we have in mind for properties does not align.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But it is 4:40.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking about calling it?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to Hoovel.
Okay.
Go through what he would have seen this night, because he's staying there. And then we'll do that.
Okay.
Alright. So then going back to the Atlantic District. So Hoovel. Put another marker, pull. Back on this rooftop. It's a couple hours afternoon, so we're rewinding the clock a bit. As you're watching the front of this house, it's a pretty boring job. Nothing seems to be really happening for a while. But as you continue your watch later into the day, you do see a large Goliath of a man start walking up to the house that you immediately clock as Catherine. If I can find him.
I immediately write down the time.
Okay.
He's getting here at this time.
Okay. Roughly it's like 5 or so. Quite a few hours before sunset.
Cool.
And then with him, you also see that he has...
Oh yeah, I also made Catherine.
Yeah. With him, you see 2 halfling guards, which, I mean, like, halflings are small, but in comparison to Catherine, who's already a much larger person, they look tiny in comparison, but they are armored, and they each have, like, weapons drawn already following him.
They're like those nimble guardians.
But as he walks, you see Catherine has like somewhat of like a long, heavy gait, like someone that you would see of his size, where it's like you would say it's more of a lumber than a walk. But as he walks up, you see as he walks up, nods to the guard that's sitting at the corner. They nod back. And he walks inside the house. What did you roll for a perception? It was like a 27?
26.
26? Yeah, you would see it. While he does have armed guards, Catherine himself is armed. And you can see across his back is like underneath the robes, normally you wouldn't see it, is a rounded shield, and then across his hip, again tucked under the robe, but you kind of like catch a glimpse of it, is a golden hilted sword.
Ooh. I'll make sure to note all that down too.
Okay.
Any obvious runes or anything, or just golden hilted sword?
It's kind of far to see any unique things like that. You just kind of catch a glimpse of like the shining gold.
Okay. But I mean, I do have owl eyes.
You
so-
do have owl eyes. Do you have any feats that would allow you to see better?
I don't think so, but one second.
Okay.
Magic sight, dark vision. Nope.
Okay.
Not
So
yet.
we'll say for now, that is what you see, and I'll change the shadows. That's what you see as he walks up. Already kind of normally people wouldn't be able to see that. And as night falls, you see as another armed guard kind of walks up the road. This person, not a half orc, but nope, a dwarf, is walking up, and talks to the guard that's been standing outside like all day, and the guard that was there leaves as they take up post there. And you said you were staying through the night as well?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have you roll another stealth check, this time with advantage since you would be going into the night.
20.
Okay. Day night. There we go. Going into the night, you see as the guard out front does have a torch on. They seem to be a little bit more active than the day guard. They move around and then like walk around the side, look at the bath area, and then walk back around. Seemingly more motivated to move around, but kind of still sticking mostly to the front of the house. But other than that, at nighttime, no one seems to be going in and out of that small offshoot building anymore, and no one seems to be coming in or out of the house. And I would say, like, a few hours after sunset, you can start seeing the lights from the inside go dim.
Okay, I note the time that they dim the lights.
All right. Is there anything else you would like to do?
Nope, just surveilling.
Okay. And then night does pass through, and into the morning. You said that's kind of when you would take off.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you heading?
Back home.
Okay. All right. Then, as you head home, if you're taking the usual routes, it's 4 copper.
Okie doke.
But as you arrive home, you walk in to see a just rousing Blanche and Asher. And I will call the session there, and we will continue on next time. Point of fact, so everyone is up to date with us. This is the end of the 6th session, so that means you guys will have your 2nd level up.
Woo!
Yeah. You guys are moving from 5th to 6th, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, this is where I start to get truly OP.
So yeah,
My next level is my like big jump.
nice.
Woo.
Yeah, so next session we'll probably start with just kind of like classes that you guys took and things like that.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, sweet.
Yeah, thanks everyone for joining us, and we'll see you bitches later.
See ya,
Bye.
bitches.
Bye.